Hello everyone, doing Capricorn today. Capricorn being an earth sign. How are you doing, Capricorn? This is Sun, Moon, Rising, or you can have your ascendant in Capricorn, or you could tell also your North Node could be Capricorn. So Capricorn, what do you need to know? We've just entered your season, Capricorn in Capricorn season. Okay. Today's the 24th here, and yeah, I genuinely hope next year is going to be a year of reflection and less polarization and better news ahead for all people on this planet, where we're going to have to make certain sacrifices so that we help the earth recover. We can't just keep going the way we have been, obviously. So Capricorn, what is it you need to hear right now, or whenever you get to listen to this reading? Remember, these readings are timeless. I'm going to try and read the cards the right way up because they're mixed up. So unless they're obviously feeling like they should be upside down, then I'll read them that way. Okay, what do we need to know for you, Capricorn? Okay. All right. The Sun, Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, the Magician. Wow, all major arcanas. Not seeing things properly. The Empress, another major arcana. The King of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Queen of Swords, Eight of Cups, Four of Swords, and the Tower. Capricorn, I would say that you're in a very sunny disposition, and it's like fortune is working in your favor and you've got all the tools to make things work. But also there's something you've been blind to previously, and it's still in some ways keeping you locked into what I'd call an old belief system. And I genuinely think this has potentially to do with a partnership. Okay, it could be a work partnership, could be a family dynamic, it could be a way of you believing or seeing things because this is how you were brought up, and you are now starting to become aware of these, I would say, limiting belief systems that have held you down. This is not easy because you really, really have to look at the way you react to certain things and why you are having a particular reaction to something. It could be, if I would talk about money, there's the King of Pentacles. Okay, if the source of it is money, it's like you are very good, Capricorn, at making money, at working in business, at budgeting, at being good with mathematical jobs, that kind of thing. You've got tools that you've honed, but somewhere deep down, maybe you've held yourself above others. okay, in a kind of potentially competitive spirit, because you thought this was the only way for you to succeed. And maybe you're discovering that this is a bit of a pipe dream, okay? This is the Seven of Cups. You're getting more clarity over this idea that you don't have to be so tight with money, okay? In the sense, or your resources, in the sense that it is not just you who makes things happen. It's a co-creative it's a co-creative energy that helps you move forward. And maybe you are realizing, wow, if I hadn't held on so tightly about the way I think I can, let's just say, save your money, or save something that is important to you, you might have realized that you could be a lot further, or you could be, it's a bit like one-sided. On the one hand, you are the sovereign, you're the empress in this situation, but on the other hand, there is a sense of poverty going on. Could be that you've missed out on building very important friendships, or you've let down friendships because you felt like you had to be the king of the leader, okay? And in some ways you also realize that you're realizing that trying to control things to the extent where you manipulate things to your advantage because you have the tools, maybe also has cost you a really important relationship, okay? Because the way you manipulated your fortune was actually not fulfilling your deeper needs, okay? And maybe now you're becoming more clear about it with the Queen of Swords. I also get a feeling that there is, if you are a masculine or a masculine archetype, you're driven by sort of more masculine energies that you've ignored in some ways because they're opposing each other. You've ignored your feminine part. You've literally ignored it. The king is even looking away because he's more interested in money in this situation. And that is not a bad thing. But when you've got all the wealth in the world and somewhere you realize that's not what actually makes you happy, and you're kind of walking away from this now, you've sort of been grasping at straws in some ways. What has it cost you? This kind of manipulative manifestation of your wealth. What has it cost you? Okay? You're being asked to meditate, to take some time out. And I also think there's some form of a tower moment. Okay? If you're married, I get the feeling that your partner has always been loyal to you, but there's a sense of compassion fatigue. They're kind of tired. They've always held you back. But in some ways, this relationship lacked a sense of, I would say, love, in the sense of even attraction. It's like you played your role and the other person supported you in it, but it was a role rather than you living your full self, if that makes sense. You were you were ignoring aspects of your being. Because you're a human being, you were ignoring aspects of your being that might have cost you. Okay, could be that someone supported you all along and eventually they realized you are not going to change. You are not going to change. You are just going to focus on taking all the credit for what you've created to some extent. And just think, in some ways, it sounds a bit selfish, but in some ways you were, this kind of holding back information about what was going on has created a kind of tower moment. Okay. Maybe Capricorn, if you're going through some form of divorce or a breakup from someone who's been with you for a long time, have a look at your patterns and where you also are equally responsible for the fact that this situation has occurred. Because on the surface it looks so amazing, but on the surface above is the devil energy and below is the magician, who can manifest anything. But if the devil and the magician are if the magician is using manipulative energy that ignores aspects of yourself or another person that make a relationship healthy, then somewhere it had to give, okay? And maybe this particular person decided, look, that if there's never enough for you. It's like there's never enough for you. This could be a cross watcher also watching. This could be someone watching and it resonates with them, or they're curious about what's going on in another person's life who is a Capricorn. But it's like, if you've got the house, then you want the jewels. If you've got the jewels, then you want the fame. If you've got the fame, then you want the prestige. If you've got the prestige, then you want I don't know, the to be the good guy or the good woman. Okay, it's a bit like that. And somewhere this partner of yours realized that. They realized that this was not the way they wanted to live their life, even though on the surface of it everything looks so perfect. And it's like out of the blue they became more and more quiet and they quietly walked away, and it's kind of created a tower moment in your life. If this is you or your partner or someone that this resonates with, that you know, then this is the situation. It's quite an intense reading actually, so I'm going to just clarify the devil energy, okay? It's like you're blaming someone else for walking away when actually you played an equal part in this situation. And you ignored something that was important in this relationship. And that's called love. You ignored the love. Okay? If someone has done this to you where they just focused on your, okay, if someone has done this to you where this particular individual just focused on their, let's say, wealth and fame, then, and you've walked away, you've decided to walk away, then I get this feeling you're walking, this is the blessed card for the tower. It's a blessing in disguise, okay? Either way, if someone's walked away from you or you've walked away from them, for one of you, this is a blessing in disguise, because A, it makes you wake up. And B, if someone has done this to you, you are going to meet someone who's truly a match for you. Okay? So Capricorn, either you are the person that's ignored aspects in a relationship that eventually made this relationship fall apart, or someone you were with made it all look perfect. Yeah, it's like, it could be that someone you were with just kept dragging things along because the comfort was so stable that you couldn't move out of it. But somewhere it gave, either the person left or you left this situation. And it means that you're going to get drawn into more, it's more of a bliss at time where the exchange is equal, give and take. The love is there, okay? And happiness will follow. Even though for a time being you feel like you've been going in circles, happiness will follow. Okay, now if this reading comes across as a little bit negative, Capricorn, or if you feel a little bit triggered by this message, have a close look whether you have some responsibility in the more negative aspects of this reading, or whether someone has kind of played a trick on you and then the whole thing eventually collapsed because neither of you could keep, or especially the person who was more emotionally invested couldn't keep up with this, and they got clarity on it and walked away, or you got clarity on it and walked away. Innocence. Okay, I'm going to read you the mantra for today. Innocence, purity, joy. You are being encouraged to just be you, be a shining light for the world. Expect positive outcomes to flow from your honesty and pure intentions. I would say, yeah, if you were the one that's kind of pulled the short end of the stick, look at yourself honestly and know that things are going to really improve for you big time if you're open to that. Okay? You might need some time to process it. You might have hung in this particular relationship for a little bit too long. It's made you sad. But whatever you did, this situation, you were going in circles, okay? You couldn't change the other, well, you can't ever change the other person, but you couldn't change the situation enough for the other person to see what was important to you, okay? And this is also a time of renewal. This is the second time I've seen the snake in this card. I've seen the snake here in the Seven of Cups too. So this is a time of renewal, to rest, switch off the mind. Try not to control the situation with the mind where you keep going over and over and over as to why, let's just say this breakup happened. It doesn't necessarily have to be with a partner, it could be with a business partner, but this kind of breakup happened. And so in this sense, a short holiday would do you a world of good at this time. A change of scenery results in renewed clarity and a sense of purpose, okay? Yeah. Capricorn, I hope this reading resonates. I just want to pull one moon card for this particular reading. Also, another kind of storyline I can see in this particular reading is that you held yourself bound to someone, even though you had the tools and the fortune to get out of it, and now you've got more clarity. After all this waiting, you've got more clarity and you've decided, okay, I need to break out of this particular situation. This is the fear card, okay? When a breakup happens, fear is always involved. Could be a fear of how things are going to be divided, a fear of having lost time, a fear of having missed out on certain things. Have a look at that aspect as well. Okay, it's kind of a mixed message here. On the one hand, you could have been the one who was selfish, and now that you're alone, this triggers fear. Or someone else has been selfish, and now that you've left, you are also experiencing some fear, even though you've made not necessarily a decision out of your own choice. It was like something broke because the pressure was just too much, and does create fear in you. But just breathe, take a deep breath, and maybe take a break so that you can renew, and know that blessings are just around the corner. But really, I would say, align yourself with an image of your life that really would fulfill you, rather than just an aspect. It's a whole picture. It's a bigger picture, okay? Rather than just one aspect. Oh, if I had money, then I'd be happy. Or oh, if I had a relationship, then I'd be happy. Or oh, if I had this or that, then I'd be happy. Look at the whole picture. Maybe it's like, if I could do a job that helps humanity, that would make me happy. Attract rather than chase. That is the opposite from the devil, okay? So doing something that helps humanity rather than just yourself actually attracts more good things to you, and more happy and more blessed things. So have a look at those aspects, Capricorn. I hope this particular reading resonates on some level. Again, I would say take a deep breath, because I do see fear involved here. And I do see something that looked really so super solid, and everybody on the outside thought you had the best life. Something did kind of cave in, or give in. That's why you've got the tower there. Okay. Yeah, I hope this reading resonates. And Capricorn, I look forward to giving you a reading soon. I just also want to say to all you listeners out there, thanks for sharing my channel, and for liking and especially subscribing to it, because it is growing. And I look forward to giving you a reading soon. Bye for now.